Hi everyone, it's Lisa. I'm here crafting from my home today. It's a beautiful day in Paris. It's 60 degrees. It's a very odd change from this time last week. I'm crafting on behalf of the Paris Bourbon County Library, and today we're going to be making this cute DIY foam shamrock wreath. And we've used just simple materials. The one I'm actually going to make will look a little different from this. But this is just, for the most part, it's just Dollar Tree items. The wreath form I already had, and I just put a little greenery with it. And this will be my St. Patrick's Day wreath here at the house. So let's look at the materials that you're going to need. Let me put this aside. You're definitely going to need a wreath form. Now, I didn't have, actually, I probably had another wreath form, but I really didn't want to use it because I'm using the foam. If I were really going to make an elaborate wreath, I might pull out the wreath form that I have here. But otherwise, I had a piece of cardboard, and I put a plate and then a smaller plate, and I traced those, and you can see there's my center. I'll reuse that. Actually, I'll reuse most of this. And on the back of it, I painted that green. I had green. I felt like I needed to paint it because I was afraid the leaves of the shamrock would not cover it entirely. And then I reinforced it on the back with just little pieces from this leftover cardboard. So I need a wreath form. I'm also going to need scissors or a cutting tool. I used the X-Acto knife to cut out with my cardboard. You will not need this unless you are cutting on cardboard. At this point, you're really going to need the foam shamrocks, and you'll get a package. I think there's like 25 in here. I've used some of these for other crafts as well. So this should be enough to make a small wreath, definitely. But this was $1 at the Dollar Tree. I'm probably going to need a bow. I think this green bow will look pretty on there when we get it all together. And if I am going to paint, obviously I'm going to need the paint and the paintbrush. And then any other embellishments that you can think that you might want. There's actually some really pretty sequin in there. This is glittery enough for my liking, but if you want to add more glitter, think about sequins, buttons, gold coins, those types of things. And then this is just another embellishment. This is where I got the greenery from the first wreath, and we'll look at that a little bit more closely in just a few moments. And then lastly, the only other thing I'm going to need is my glue gun. Okay, so let's get started constructing this really easy project. Now, you can do this however you choose. I found that this one was a little too glittery for my liking, but I still like it, so I'm going to use it. But I've seen online where these can be made using the opposite side. So I think I'm going to incorporate a little bit of both in here. And you can decide how you're going to lay these out. You could lay them out all in a row here, just touching, overlaying, and leave the stem of the shamrock on the inside. You probably could do just the opposite if you chose. But I like just a random look, so I'm probably going to go a glittered dark green, and I'm going to turn over the yellow green and use the back part of it. And I'm going to keep layering these, but I'm going to glue them on. I just want to see how that's going to look. Yeah, I think I like that look. So that's what we're going for today. Again, you can do whatever you want to. Now, you could use a different type of glue if you wanted to. I'm just using a dot in the middle, so it should not affect the foam that much when it comes to putting it on the wreath form. So I'm just going to use just a dot in the center, and then decide on my placement. And again, if you'll recall, the only reason I painted this green was because I didn't want the cardboard showing from the back. If your wreath form is more narrow, just don't make it so narrow that you can't really use it, it bends, but reinforce it on the back. Then you may not need to color yours green or paint it green. You might want to just keep yours just the cardboard color. Actually, I think I'm going to put my dot on the frame. Now, I really think I'm going to be one short because, as I said, I've been using these on other projects as well. But I need a place for my bow anyway, so I think I'm just going to put my bow where there's a bare spot. I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I hope you incorporated some of the crafts that we presented during the month of February. And I really like St. Patrick's Day. I think this time of the year we're all a little Irish, and we're ready to celebrate any holiday that comes our way. And even though it is March, you will also find in your discount stores and Dollar Tree and so forth decorations for the upcoming Easter season. It's a little bit early, but it's never too early to decorate for the holidays, I don't think. I used a chalk paint on this, and it took 5 minutes to dry. Now you'll see I'm left with 2 dark green ones, so I'm going to put one more on, and then I'm going to leave this top space here for my ribbon, which I used all of this roll. And there you go. Now, I have made this ribbon out of the green gingham, which I loved. And you can decide whether you want this on to make this at the bottom, or whether you want that to be at the top of your wreath. I'm going to look really quickly and see. I think I like this at the top. Now, all I've done to actually tie this off is I used a zip tie, like this one, and I made my bow. And I just used all the ribbon because I know this is a simple wreath, and so therefore I thought I might be able to focus a little bit more with a bigger bow and longer ribbons. Now I'm going to trim this off on the back. And I will probably zip tie that to it because I want to be able to remove it. I like this bow a lot. I like the gingham, and I could reuse that on other projects. So I just want to make sure it's kind of centered, and then I'm just going to draw that up. And then if I choose to use this bow in another fashion or put another bow on it, then I can easily take that off. And I'm going to clip that. I'm going to tighten it up a bit. And trim that up on the back. And there is our, excuse me, our shamrock wreath. This is so simple and inexpensive. I have $1. I have like $3 in this. And it turned out adorable. It does not have to be elaborate, especially with a season that is just very short, like St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, and so forth. So I think this is just a wonderful wreath. This could actually go on the door. It would brighten the door. Or go inside on your buffet, your above your fireplace, etc. So think about celebrating St. Patrick's Day. We have more upcoming crafts, so stay tuned and keep crafting.